Hi everybody, my name is Andrew Costin. I'm a candidate in the Ward 3 by-election, and I'd like to thank Rogers for putting this on. I think it's great for folks to get to learn more about each candidate. A bit about myself. I'm a partner at the law firm of Gorman Nason, where I practice corporate and commercial law. I'm also the chair of Uptown St. John, our local business improvement area group. Why am I running? Simply put, St. John is at a very, very difficult point in its history. And we need people around the table that know how to make difficult decisions. We need people that can read a balance sheet. We need people that are willing to make the right decisions, not necessarily the popular decisions. We need people that are knowledgeable of our community. We need people that are knowledgeable of our issues. And we need people that are willing to stand up and fight for Ward 3 in St. John. St. John has some of the highest property taxes in the country. It also has some of the highest water and sewer rates in the country. Now, the theme of my campaign, simply put, is growth. We have to grow. We've been shrinking since the 60s. At one point, Halifax and St. John were literally neck and neck, and you see where we are today. We had more people living in St. John in the 70s than we do now. Now, I believe that our existing tax structure has been a big part of that. New Brunswick is the only province in Canada that has what's called a double tax. Now, what does a double tax mean? Essentially, it means that not all of our tax dollars stay here in St. John. In St. John, we have the pain of high taxes without the resources of high taxes. In 2016, $45 million of our property taxes left the city. We only got a fraction of that back. And where did the rest of the money go? Where did it go? It was spent around the province in other municipalities. We need to get our money back. We need to bring our taxes down. We're not going to be sustainable. We have to grow our tax base. I've been going door to door, and I've been meeting people that have been living in their homes for 30, 40 years. They're living off a fixed income of $18,000 a year, and they're paying $1,500 a year in water, sewer, and $3,000 a year in property taxes. That's not sustainable. We can't afford the taxes we have now, and I can promise you as your counselor, I'm against any increases to taxes on our residents. I am also for tax reform. What does tax reform mean to me? It means that the city and not the province will have power over its assessments, and that's how we can attain tax fairness. It means that our tax dollars can finally stay in St. John. If they stay in St. John, we have the ability to lower taxes and to maintain our essential services. But long story short, folks, we have to grow. We've got to find a way to grow. I have experience in this as chair of Uptown St. John and as a lawyer that works in the private sector. I've grown a practice. I know what it takes to grow. But we have to create the very best environment for people to move here, for our residents to stay here, for our kids to stay here, and for business to come and invest. I'd love to have your vote on May 6th. Check out my Facebook group. It's Costin 4 Council. Costin, that's number 4 Council. I would love to have your vote on May 6th. I know how to fight for people, and I want to fight for you. Thank you.
Hi there. My name is Kaitlin Dean, and I'm running for council in the Ward 3 by-election. I'm running because I love this city. I grew up in the area most of my life, but it took me leaving and coming back, like so many St. Johners, to really appreciate all this city has to offer. It is a great city, and we're lucky to be in it. For the last 6 years, I worked as a journalist at the Telegraph-Journal. 2.5 of those years were as city editor. I had a bird's eye view of all of the goings-on of this city. It really is wonderful. Here's where I see myself fitting in. Number 1, we need growth. It's not just about setting up shops and giving people a discount to do so. It's about creating a vibrant community where people want to live. We do that through arts, culture, and tourism. 2, I didn't know what poverty looked like until I moved to the South End 4 years ago. It is rampant, and we can't not do something. Where I see myself fitting in is, I don't have a silver bullet solution for poverty, but there are a million organizations that are working on that file. Where I see myself fitting in is as a communicator and a community liaison between organizations and City Hall. 3, we have among the highest taxes in the country and in the province. We're to a point where we need the province to step in and encourage regionalization. If St. John fails, the entire area fails. So I will advocate each and every day in any way that I can to propel that forward. I'm Kaitlin Dean, and I'd appreciate your vote in the Ward 3 by-election on May 6th. Thank you.
Hello, my name is David Hickey, and I'm running for City Council in the by-election here in Ward 3. I work at the Heart and Stroke Foundation, where I run the Marketing and Communications Department. Previously, I worked for 2 years in Ottawa on Parliament Hill, working for our Member of Parliament. And before that, I spent a year in Kelowna, BC. I've been back in St. John for the last 2 years, where I live with my partner, Nora, in the South End. Ward 3 is my home. It's where I work, where I live, and where I invest. I was born and raised in St. John. It's where my dad and his brother started their business, where my grandparents raised their 11 children, and where in the late 1800s, my great-grandparents arrived from Ireland with nothing more than what they could carry. I'm running this election because I care. I care that our city has a 34% overall poverty rate. I care that we have a 49% child poverty rate. And I care that we haven't seen substantial growth in the city since the 1970s. I care how we regulate our taxes, and I care about a vision for this city that includes everyone and sets us on the right path. I've made this decision to live in St. John consciously because I care. And I care that other people make that decision too. The more we can grow, the more we can add perspective to City Council, the better. And I think I'm just the person to do that. On May 6th, vote for me, David Hickey.
Good day, friends, family, and citizens of Ward 3. I know we all want better roads and lower taxes. And while I want those things too, I know they are not going to change overnight. But instead of feeling frustrated, give me a few minutes from your busy schedule, and I will tell you some improvements we can do quickly. My name is Frank James, and I want to be your Ward 3 councillor. I grew up in the North End, as did my father and grandfather. My parents, Peggy and Paul, were both teachers in and around St. John throughout their whole career. I had the luck of playing hockey, soccer, many other sports growing up. I sang in choirs, played at the YMCA and Aquatic Center. I graduated from St. Malachy's Memorial High School, and in fact, I'm still involved with St. Max as president of their Alumni Association. I studied political science and research at McGill University and in St. John at the University of New Brunswick. For the past 11 years, my wife Kelty and I have worked and lived in Ward 3. After years of renting, we are in the middle of buying our home on Orange Street, right now actually. I've worked in the service industry for 20 plus years. I'm a working musician. I've worked at the Imperial Theatre building shows for 12 years. And I've been self-employed doing research and advertising for local businesses. I ran Carl Killen's MLA office at one point and have taught music and French immersion. In short, I live and breathe, struggle and succeed in Ward 3, and I plan on doing so for many years to come. And now, back to something I can do today. This city, with its old buildings, is not friendly to wheelchairs, walkers, baby strollers, and people with mobility difficulties. I want to build ramps, along with the help of the St. John Tool Library, who are very community-minded. Myself and any volunteers who wish to help plan on building ramps to help improve access to our many great businesses. It may seem like a small thing, but it matters to those who need it. A second issue that matters is the state of our old buildings. We all know what it's like to put up plastic over our windows and even block off entire rooms in the wintertime. More than looking ugly, it costs money from lost heat. Drafty windows matter. How can I or the city improve this? Well, everything from construction permits to heritage grants come from the city. Improving those areas can improve your home. Also, education as to the rights of landlords and tenants. Even though that's a provincial department, we can still help promote that education. Can help fix problems before they become more expensive. Also, promoting and encouraging provincial and federal grants that offer money to help make your home more efficient. And in the end, less drafty. Like many of my fellow candidates, I will work hard to improve poverty issues. I will support efforts to develop new businesses and promote entrepreneurs and innovators. But if we, as part of City Hall, cannot help make the people of every neighborhood feel listened to and involve them with our projects, then those projects will not get very far. Smart ideas are not enough. We need the Lower West Side, the East Side, South End, East Side, everybody to work together with Uptown in tackling our problems and sharing our successes. I want to be the person that helps makes that happen. So feel free to tell me your issues, but also tell me your great ideas. I have the signs out around St. John right now that say, "Why not SJ?" Because that is my message. Why not improve our access to buildings by building ramps? Why not save money on heating by improving our homes? Why not do all the great things we talk about, but why not make all neighborhoods feel like they are part of that solution? At the end of the day, I can tell you this. I will not support raising property taxes. This ward cannot afford it. I will answer your questions, and I will not run for another office while I'm still a city councillor. Basically, I'm sticking around, not getting rid of me that easy. I'm running this year, I am running next year, and I will run again in 5 years. I'm committed to this city and this ward. A friend of mine said the line, Ward 3 in the city, Ward 1 in my heart, and it's a little cheesy, but it's true. My name is Frank James, and by the end of Election Day on May 6th, I hope to be your councillor for Ward 3. Send me your questions to votefranksj@gmail.com. My website is votefranksj.com, and on Facebook, you guessed it, @FrankJamesSJ. Thank you very much and have a good day.
I'm Brad Mitchell, and as a business owner for more than 30 years, I want to bring a fresh voice to City Hall that will also represent the people right across Ward 3. As I met with residents around the ward, it's clear that some don't feel they're represented at City Hall, especially in Lower West Side and East St. John and other groups. Within 4 weeks of being sworn in as councillor, I'll host town hall throughout the ward and in the South End to listen to concerns and make sure they have a voice around the council table. If these are well attended, I'll host these town hall meetings every 4 months. It's also clear that we need more jobs in St. John. Our small and large businesses help create much needed jobs and growth in our city, and we need to make it easier for them to grow and be successful. Our growing economy in IT, financial tech, business services are a strong part of our economy, and we need to determine how they'll fit together more seamlessly so our city and region continues to grow. But we can't do that without a firm plan on how it's going to grow and where. I want to see the successful growth we've seen Uptown grow not only to the rest of the ward, but throughout the entire city. We can't have successful growth without safe and healthy neighborhoods. They're neighborhoods that grow and thrive, and investing in priority neighborhoods should be just that, a priority. I'll be a strong advocate for community policing and groups that are trying to create a safer and healthier neighbors, like Pulse, Living St. John, and others. I'll push for strong and creative long-term financial commitments that allow them to keep doing the important works that they need to do without worrying from year to year if they have the funding they need to make a difference. And we need to stop doing the same thing we've done for the past 30 years, or has it been longer, of blaming other groups of the financial shortfalls. In the next couple of years, we're looking at $12 to $15 million shortfall, and we need industry, unions, the outlying areas, and the province to work with the city to find a solution. We have to stop pointing the finger at others, and we have to work together to make St. John stronger. There's been much conversation about AIM, and as a business person, I want to see business come and build in St. John, but not at any cost and not at any location. This industrial business should be located in an industrial park, not close to the people in Lower West Side and South End. The noise pollution and unknown air and water pollution show the city has to take a more active role in dealing with this issue. I'm committed to the community, dedicated to progress. Please vote for Brad Mitchell.
Hello, bonjour, hola, ni hao, assalamu alaikum. As many of you may know, my name is Adam Celeste, and I am your candidate for St. John Common Council, representing Ward 3. I was born at St. John Regional Hospital in 1987. I grew up in South End and attended St. John the Baptist King Edward. In grade 6, I took the city transit every day to attend Princess Elizabeth School in the North End, and I completed the French immersion program upon graduating from St. Malachy's Memorial in 2005. I graduated from University of New Brunswick in 2010 with a business degree and a major in accounting, economics, and finance. As your city councillor, I will work hard to achieve council's priorities, which are growth and prosperity, vibrant and safe cities, valued service delivery, and fiscal responsibility. I will implement, manage, and improve the city's plan, protect Rockwood Park and biodiversity, fix the roads and require a warranty, help renters become homeowners, reduce generational poverty, grow the port and global trade, attract more mega investments in the city, demand more startup loans for micro businesses, work well with all towns, cities, provinces, and Ottawa. This is the platform I created a few weeks ago. After participating in the St. John Town Hall debate, I would also like to address a couple more issues. As your city councillor, I will create a task force that will ensure the safe and responsible disposal of unused medications and used needles from our streets and environment. I will provide my full support to assign Mr. Tony Capson as the leader of this team. I will work with Mr. Capson and his team, and together we will combine our efforts with the New Brunswick Pharmacists Associations to help fulfill our mutual goal of making our streets cleaner and safer. As your city councillor, I promise I will do whatever it takes to open a meat and produce business in South End. The business will be modeled after successes like On the Vine, Dan's Country Market, Olson's Meat Shop, the Pumpkin Patch, Creddles, and similar. I will encourage this business to focus on hiring citizens who live within walking distance and preferably people who do not own a vehicle. I don't see any reason why we can't have this market open for business in South End by the first day of summer 2019. And I look forward to opening many more wherever they are needed. As your city councillor, I oppose the carbon tax because the people oppose the carbon tax. I oppose the provincial property tax because the people oppose the provincial property tax. I oppose sending citizens a bill for services that the city has failed to provide. With your support, we will make St. John a better place to live, a better place to work, and a better place to play. On Monday, May 6th, please vote for Adam. I want to thank Rogers for giving me this important opportunity and for supporting our democracy. I want to thank Irving Oil for building their home office in Uptown St. John. I want to thank the federal government for their $200 million investment in our port. I want to thank Canadian Tire and Jumpstart for investing $1 million in Rainbow Park. And I want to remind citizens that Rainbow Park is also called the Turner Brewer Memorial Park, which is named after 2 young children who lost their life to very serious child abuse. Thank you for your time, and I welcome you to join your community and vote for Adam on Monday, May 6, 2019.